This is Dan Diesel. How can I help you?
I need help.
This is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. It's been scientifically proven that this is one of the most original shows ever created in the state of Ohio by college students, such as me. Anyway, enough of the cockiness, and I am joined by my good friend, Jessie Bird. Hello, Jessie Bird. Say hello. Hello. All right. Anyway, that was fun. We are live once again for another episode of Ohio's on Fire for 2 hours, 9 to 11. And for those of you that are listening, give me a chance this evening. I'm going to do my best. And we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. We're going to have a guest on a little bit. She does something quite interesting. So we'll hear from her in about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about what's happening in Ohio. We're going to do OMVP. And then I'm going to have the Ohio's on Fire message at the end of the show. But right now, I need to have a talk with Ohio. Yes, and the thing I want to talk about to start the show, the talk that I want to have with Ohio, I want to talk reality shows, baby. Reality TV shows. There's some of them I like, some of them I really don't care for. And you must be wondering how this pertains to the state of Ohio. Well, this is true. We do have a few shows that do take place in the state of Ohio. A few reality shows, if you will. And there's two that I can think of. Well, the first one is a show called Taking the Stage. It airs on MTV, and it's in Cincinnati, Ohio. Real show it's a private high school in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think it's Woodson Academy, I believe it's called. And students that learn how to sing, dance. Have you ever heard of the school Juilliard in New York City? This is kind of a high school version of this. It costs a lot of money to go to. And these little kids, it's like from age 11, the earliest you can go to. I think they do grades 6 through 12. But the future singers and dancers, they get trained and they'll do Broadway in the future. And of course, with cameras following them around, you get to learn more about them. And that's something I've heard of. I don't really follow the show that much. Do you ever watch it?
No, not really. Is this the same thing? I know Nick Lachey was kind of working on some kind of reality thing. Is he involved in this?
No, he's not in this one.
No?
It was another show that was on NBC, which I don't know if it ever aired or not.
I don't think so.
I think I kind of know what you're talking about, but no, he doesn't do this one.
Yeah.
Although I do think he was alumni at the school, though. I do know that much. I don't know if he's ever been on an episode. There's that, and then there's another reality show that I just came to know of recently. There's a thing called Campus PD, or Campus MD. Well, basically, if anyone has ever seen the show, you can watch it on E4 TV or G4. I'm sorry, G4 TV, which is mostly a video game network, and sometimes they air on E also late at night. And basically, it's the particular season is about the Cincinnati cops or the campus cops of the on the University of Cincinnati, and it follows everything they do. It's a college version of cops. Whenever something happens, like if kids get drunk. Fights break out and that button gets pressed. There's security cameras, and we're there for the action. We're in their cop car. We're in the driver's seat, just watching it. It's crazy because it gets wild at college sometimes. I've heard, especially at Cincinnati.
I actually transferred from there. Went there for 3 years.
Oh, well, okay, that's something. Now, what's it like? Was it, did it scare you? Is that why you transferred?
No, my freshman year I was terrified because it was kind of culture shock. But after that, it's just, you get used to it. Though, the campus cops, they ride around on the little Segways, right? Is that what they're called? Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, Segways. Yeah, they got, mopeds, anything they could buy on. And you said about it was the culture shock. Mm-hmm. I feel that way every single day of my life. But it's okay. So there's that show. Those are two that I know of. And I have to talk about the granddaddy of them all. The one that's coming up really soon is a show called American Idol. American Idol, I watched the first few seasons. I watch it in and out. Of course, I like it better when the singers, they struggle real badly at the beginning. Well, when they do the auditions and all those crappy singers, so funny. Of course, throughout the years, we've had a handful of people from the state of Ohio that partake in this contest, whether it was beginning stages and a few have made it all the way to the top 12 where they go to the big stage, and just a variety. Of course, so in the future I'll have an exclusive list of who's been on that show from the state of Ohio. I don't have it at the top of my head. I'm pretty sure Kelly Clarkson didn't come from the state of Ohio, so yeah, it sucks. Oh well. And you know something? There's been a lot of buzz already, even when it first started, because Simon Cowell, the longtime judge of that show, he is going to be leaving the show after this season. Paul Abdul left, and Simon Cowell is leaving also. And I'm thinking, you know what? We need some replacements. So Simon Cowell needs a replacement. And you know who should be that replacement be? That replacement should be me, Dan Diesel. I'm going to replace him. I can do it. I can insult people. That was the awful. I've heard a parakeet with a fish stuck in its thing saying better than you. That was dreadful. My ears are bleeding. Man, oh, Polo, what was that about? Randy, you know, my dog, Randy. Ryan Seacrest. All right. We are back on Ohio's on Fire. I am Dan Diesel along with Jessie, and we got a guest here. She goes by name Kelly Fox. So actually, go ahead and introduce yourself and who you're representing tonight.
I'm Kelly Fox from Colleges Against Cancer.
So Kelly Fox, welcome to the show, by the way. So what is your group all about?
Our group is an on-campus group that's pretty much dedicated to promoting the awareness of cancer and with some events raising money for cancer awareness and cancer prevention.
Okay, now your group, I guess, is the right state chapter. Do you have other chapters?
We bank off of American Cancer Society.
Okay.
We get an American Cancer Society representative that provides us with the tools necessary to do what we do.
All right. Do you have any notable, like famous people that have supported this group? Since it sounds like a serious cause. Just
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm sure. One big event that Colleges Against Cancer holds at most colleges, they have.
Well, hold off for that. My friend was going to talk to you about events.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. I'm sorry. We didn't rehearse. It's live, so whatever. But when did this group get started? Do you know what year you guys started on campus?
I honestly don't know. I know it's been around for a long time. I couldn't give you an estimate.
Okay. Well, Jessie Bird's got a few questions for you. Take it away.
Yeah, I was going to ask what kind of events go on around the college campuses that are pretty big.
Every month we try to have at least one event. There's generally a month dedicated to a cancer. Back in November, I believe, was Lung Cancer Awareness Month, and we went around campus and drew dead bodies on the ground with cancer facts biome. And our biggest event is in April. It is our Relay for Life. It's an 18-hour event that's pretty much dedicated to celebrating those who have fought cancer and beat cancer, and remembering the ones we've lost to cancer and learning how to fight back against it.
Okay. And that's in the spring then?
Mm-hmm. It's in April.
Okay. So for anyone listening that would like to get involved and support this, how would they go about that here at Wright State or in general?
They can contact me. I'm at fox.75 at wright.edu. They can look us up. We're on the Student Activities website. We post flyers all the time about our events, and especially at upcoming events. We'll post information about that. They can find it either in the student union or on the boards around campus that we're allowed to post things.
Okay, cool.
All right. How many members do you know? Well, maybe I said the question wrong. How many members are there in your group?
In actual Colleges Against Cancer, there's probably around 20, but participants in Relay for Life, we had about 500 last year.
Okay. Volunteer. Do you know how much money did you raise for that event?
I know we raised over $25,000 last year, and our current goal for this year is $30,000.
Oh, that's a good $30,000. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Now, Kelly, I want to ask you, since you've been with the group, just give us one story of inspiration that you know of that you were involved with, or that you know of that concerned cancer.
Wow, that's hard, just because, you run in, everybody knows someone with cancer, so you run into so many people that have these absolutely touching stories, and I'm a sap for a sad story. But there was one gentleman I met at a training that his wife or fiance, I forget which, had died of cancer, and he took it really hard, and he picked up and left the country, and kind of just got away for, I think he said 2 years, and came back and wanted to do something in honor of his fiance or wife, whichever it was, and he joined I don't think it was Colleges Against Cancer, but it was a similar group, and started doing the Relay for Lives, and absolutely has dedicated his life to helping people with cancer and finding a cure. And he said, he wouldn't stop until there was a cure found.
Okay, well that's touching. Okay, I'm going to ask you this. Maybe you can answer this, but throughout the state of Ohio, since you've lived here probably most of your life, what would you like to see more of? Like maybe improvement-wise, maybe among people or companies or certain groups? What would you like to see improve in the state of Ohio?
In relation to cancer?
Anything, cancer or just anything you feel. You be honest.
Well, since I'm going to be a teacher, I'm kind of biased. I want there to be better education young about diseases like cancer, about diseases like HIV, stuff like that. I don't think kids are told enough when they're young, and that just provides ignorance for the future.
Okay. Now, well, that leads me to a few more since you said that. What do you think, like, if you were ever to come across a, like, have you had any training in teaching? Let me ask you that. Have you had any teaching? Have you been teach to be taught? Or taught to be teach, if you will.
Yeah, I'm actually in my first field experience right now,
Okay.
so I'm observing another teacher and kind of learning the ways.
All right, now, if you notice a child that's really struggling, do you feel confident in helping that child, or are you still working on that?
Oh, yeah. One thing that I'm pretty good with, my teacher told me, is individual work. I still need to work on the overall class, but when it comes to an individual, I'm pretty keen at helping them. Okay.
Well, that's good. All right, now, then let's get on the lighter side a little bit. I'll ask you some heavy questions. You did good. What's your favorite music artist or band?
Oh, that's hard. I really like Ben Folds and Ben Folds 5, but I like any kind of rock and classic rock.
Okay. Yeah, that had a few good songs, Ben Folds.
Yeah.
All right, what's your, now the moon, our moon that's above the earth, it was made out of, let's say, a grilled steak, and you were on the moon, would you take a bite out of it?
It depends on how well cooked it is.
Oh, okay. Well done?
Medium well, yeah.
Medium, all right. Good job. All right. Would you like to give me, I'm going to give you a chance to shout out to anyone you want to, your friends or family, think of who you love, whatnot. Just shout them out here on Ohio's on Fire. You're on the spot now.
I'm on the spot. I know Rachel Zink is listening. She's our American
questions.
Cancer Society staff person, so I'm going to shout out to her. And I know Matt Janning's listening, so I'm going to shout out to him. Other than that, I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's good. I think I got one or two more questions. Well, one, is there anything you would like to share? Anything that, based on your knowledge of anything, just share it here on the air. Just anything you'd like to add.
Well, everyone is invited to Colleges Against Cancer's Relay for Life, which is going to be April 16th and 17th. It's an 18-hour event, so it'll go overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's your, all right. Okay, well, Kelly, we think you're being on. Yeah, check out. That was her group. That's something that goes on here on campus. And if you're interested in her event, that's something. Well, I guess one more question. Do you have a website that maybe people would reach you if they wanted to partake in your event? Plug your websites.
Yeah, it's www.relayforlife.org and then /WSU.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys wrote that down. So if you're interested, go there. So, well, Kelly, it's been great. We thank you, and yeah, just thank you for being on the show. I appreciate
you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. Good luck to you.
Thank
so
you.
with that, that's the end of our interview with Kelly Fox. Welcome back to Ohio is on Fire. I am Dan Diesel, your host, along with my good co-host, Jessie Bird. And and it is now time, I think this is now time. Everyone's talking about it. It is now time for OMVP, people. And that stands for Ohio's Most Valuable Pedestrian. It's the most prestigious weekly award anyone can give to anyone in the history of the world. This is our 4th one. So once again, I present to you, OhioIsOnFire presents to you, OMVP. Do 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 do. Last part. Do 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 do. All right, that's good enough.
That's awesome.
All right, well, thank you. And this week, that goes to someone I've been waiting to give it to. He's quite popular in Ohio. Whether you watch him on TV every Sunday or don't, you probably have heard about him by now. But this week's MVP goes to Cincinnati Bengals low Pro Bowler Chad Ochocinco. I said that wrong. Chad Ochocinco. Yay!
Ooh, go Chad!
Formerly Chad Johnson. He is going to be playing the 6th Pro Bowl, which is an all-star game of NFL players. That is this Sunday on ESPN. They're going to be in Miami, which is the same home of this year's Super Bowl. Of course, that Super Bowl will contain the Indianapolis Colts, New Orleans Saints. But Chad Ochocinco, he's the only Bengal playing in the Pro Bowl. And he's quite popular. He was close to getting voted in, but I think he was selected as a reserve by his peers. This season, he had 72 receptions. He had 1,100 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. He did some really cool stuff. He helped his team out a little bit going to the playoffs. And but he's known for not only is he known for his good football, he's got some celebrations whenever he scores. He's got some unique stuff. I'll recall 2 that I recall. I remember one time back in 2005, they were playing the Chicago Bears. He did the river dance after scoring a touchdown. He got into the end zone and he just did these tiptoes. It was Lord of the Dance. I don't know why he did that in Chicago, but that was so funny. Everyone was watching it. And then my favorite one ever was when he proposed to a cheerleader. He did this against the Indianapolis Colts in Paul Brown Stadium. He scored, I think, 2006. I think it was something. He just scored a touchdown, and he went over to a random cheerleader and just proposed. And there's no word if she said yes or not. We're still looking into that. And of course, in this year, of course, he lost his best friend, Chris Henry. He died tragically at a young age. He was still on the team. He was really upset. And he did a few tributes to him. I think one, he scored, when he scored, I think it was against Kansas City. Some of the fans at Paul Brown Stadium in the front row had a sign of Chris Henry. And he went to it, he took his hand, and he touched the poster. It was quite touching for those that were interested in that story. It was a nice tribute to his friend. And I think he did something else. I think another touchdown. He put up one hand, he had 1, the other hand he had 5 fingers, which was his number 15, so he did that too. So that was his most notable celebrations this year. Of course, sometimes he gets fined for it, which I don't really care for. But anyway, what do you think of Chad Ochocinco, Jessie?
Well, okay, the Ochocinco thing, when it first happened, I thought that was kind of weird. But, side note, I think he deserves the OMVP because I heard that he's, like, a very, very proud owner of a Snuggie and, like, waited in the Walmart Christmas line to purchase his Snuggie. And I think he's just worthy at that.
Snuggie, well, there you go. He also has I think he bought himself a home in Cincinnati so he can live close to his team.
Yeah.
Although there is, perhaps this might be the only chance I get to give him an MVP. There is rumor, of course, there's rumor every year that he could be traded or released. It was a big issue last year. And I know there are some teams out there that would be interested in him. And perhaps the Bengals, you never know what the Bengals might do in the front office because they are owned by Mike Brown. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it would happen. He could be released, and he might do his touchdown dances for some other team, like maybe the New England Patriots or the Green Bay Packers. Just whatever. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. He has 2 autobiographies, including one that just came out just last week. That's actually one of the reasons why we did make him MVP. It was he's doing everything at once, so it was as good a week as ever to give it to him. Of course, the book, his first book was I forget what it was called. It talked about his early. I actually read the book. He talked about his early childhood, and he talked about his early days playing for college football and his first 2 seasons playing for the Bengals. And then this new book. It's just the title of the book you can get in stores now, order at Amazon.com. It's called Ocho Cinco. However, you've seen the cover of the book. It's separated by his middle finger is bleeped out. Like one middle finger is bleeped with it saying Ocho, and the other is bleeped out with a big orange circle saying Cinco. They're both orange circles. One says Ocho, the other says Cinco, and they're covering his finger, if you will. So anyway, so you can buy that now if you're interested. I think he talks about his last few seasons, and I think he talks about his media adventures. I don't know. I honestly think he should have waited till he retired to make autobiography. A lot of these players do, but he couldn't wait. And now I think Jim Alderman of the Dane Daily News. I probably got his name wrong. Yeah, I think he wrote the book, his new book. I'm pretty sure I got his name wrong. I know his last name is Elderman. Mr. Elderman from the Dane Daily News. He wrote it. It's a good job. At least I think he wrote it. I don't know. I shouldn't be giving credits out. So Chad Ochocinco, this is as good as time's any. He's going to be in a Pro Bowl. He's got a new book out. He's the king of touchdown celebrations. And buddy, Chad Ochocinco, 85 in Spanish. The artist formerly known as Chad Johnson. You are OMVP. Round of applause. We are back on Ohio is on Fire. I am Dan Diesel, and it's now time for the Ohio is on Fire final message, or the Ohio is on Fire message. Any way you feel like saying it, it's fine. So here we go. But I think for the last few weeks, I've been talking about some serious issues. In particular, last week I talked about some rehabs. I was talking about how we should have variety of rehabs for people that, alcohol abuse. We have that. I suggested a hatred rehab for those that are full of hate or really depressed. Perhaps that's still on its way, but there was one thing that I just found it out recently. It's only been around a few years. It's this company. I guess they call themselves To Write Love on Her Arms. They're a really popular group. They're on YouTube a lot. But basically, it's an organization, and that's there to help people with any needs, like they have mental problems, that troubles have mounted so high that they can't take it anymore. Well, this is a group that's been around to help. They've been around for a few years, and in particular, I found out they're trying to do something really cool. They do this contest where they're trying to get money for the National Health Society, which the voting kind of ended January 22nd, so I can't tell you to vote on it. I do think this To Write Love on Her Arms is really cool. They're trying to get $3 million to start a brand new website. And it's supposed to be called I Am Alive. It's supposedly a one-of-a-kind website, what they're trying for. Supposedly it'll be a combination of this group along with a few others that exist. It's supposed to be a really compatible chat room. And there'll be real-life volunteer people, and some doctors which do, they will get a salary, I believe. Some of the top-notch people, while some people that are training will, they'll see what's going on. But it's supposed to be the best of the best. They're supposed to be in the chat room. They're going to help you out with any problem that you have, and you can be secret. Just come up with a cool screen name, and they'll help you out. But that's we have to see that that's come true. It's supposed to be called I Am Alive. It's a sub-branch of this To Write Love on Her Arms. But this looks really cool. They have a bunch of videos out. This group is called To Write Love on Her Arms. I think this group is as good as any that can help you with your hatred angers and many severe issues you have. Until a rehab comes along, I think this is a really cool idea. And hopefully they win this contest. They hopefully they win it, and they will launch this I Am Alive. I Am Alive. That'll be their sister website if they can open it. So you can check it out. Go to YouTube and check out their videos. So with that was my Ohio is on Fire message. And I'll be back for a new show next Wednesday night from 9 to 11. Check it out. And I just want to say real quickly, I didn't grow up watching Johnny Carson because I hear how great he is. I'll just take their word for it. But I did grow up watching Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien. I hate seeing how it all unfolded with this Tonight Show fiasco. I do think Conan O'Brien should still be hosting the show. But I think NBC dropped the ball. I like Jay Leno, but I think he needs to retire. He is over 60. He had his time. I think it is kind of unfair. I blame the NBC executives more than anything because I don't really care for that decision. And both of them are not going to be on NBC anymore. But regardless, Conan O'Brien, he did a really good show last Friday night. He had a good speech. It was great. I think it made television history. It will go down television history. Everyone was talking about it the next day. A lot of people watched. It was a record audience, like the biggest, most watched Tonight Show in years. So he's going away. And of course, one of the things they did at the end, Will Ferrell and Conan O'Brien and his band, Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7, they played a song. They played Freebird. I would love to play that, but I don't think I'm allowed to play that because it's so new. Then I have a feeling NBC really needs the money, so I'm going to try to stay away from that. So instead, I'm going to play the original version from the 1970s, the great Leonard Skinner, with their song Freebird. I'm going to close it out. And join me next week. Thank you for giving me a chance. This is the show where Ohio throws down, the show of entertainment and honesty. So have a great weekend. See you next Wednesday. Thank you. Goodbye.